What do the jobs care about most? It's a question that gets asked a lot. And I want us to validate right now, based on everything we've been doing, to make sure that we're in the right place. And what I mean by that is, if you've seen the previous videos to this one, job market analysis, highlighter technique, you're starting to see that we're grabbing data from job descriptions, we're grabbing data from our resume, but the question still remains, okay, I kind of get maybe what the ATS is seeing based on the highlight technique, but what do they care about? What do they care about past just the job market analysis? And this is where we're going to explore this in this video through research of your LinkedIn data. I'm going to show you what I mean, and we're going to take your resume and we're going to take the example last time, and we're going to start exploring some concepts that are going to help you audit just a little bit further with data that'll point you in the right direction. My name is Jason Humphrey, and I help software engineers get the job they want next, whether it be this first job in the career or whether it be a promotion to that next level and higher salary. Let's jump in to today about the LinkedIn research data and how to dive through that data and really kind of understand where we're coming from and what we need to do. First things first here, I'm going to pull up this John Wayne example again on the screen. If you didn't get to see the last video, I encourage you to go back to it. But this was the outcome of that last video where we parsed the soft skills in yellow and the hard skills in blue. Now, with this, we have some data to go look up on LinkedIn. At the same time, you're going to notice here, I'm going to switch pages to the market analysis. If you had a chance to do this as well, we have this job search results tab. Now, potentially in the version of Airtable you've downloaded from that initial video, you might not have had it. So I encourage you to just add a column to your spreadsheet so we can start to track it here. But this is where this video has two different ways to go about this. One is, if you didn't already, from other videos we have, I know on the YouTube channel, go research every one of these skills that came out of the job or out of the job market analysis, essentially the job descriptions. But now we want to do the same thing, and we want to track it for your resume so that you can understand the words that you keep repeating, the words you say are either dialed in or they're not. Now, I want you to track that. I won't actively go back and track this live in this video here because I believe you can right click and easily make another column. That's real simple. But what I want to do is I want to show you some findings that I normally have in this. So like when I want you to go do this, React is a great one. At the same time, the job title is is a really great example that gets overlooked. So let me stop talking. Let me show you. Let's actually go with job titles first. So you're going to notice here in this first example, I want to go over web developer. And this is a pretty common title that I see a lot of times that people put, or they'll put web maybe even full stack developer or full stack web developer. That's pretty common. This is something I see all the time. And what I want you to notice is there is 28,000 results with this. Watch this. What happens when you do a space? Okay, it drops down to 1,000 results. This is where LinkedIn gets paid a lot of money to send the right people to the right recruiters at the right time. And they're very particular in when they send people and how they send people, having the right keywords on your profile and in your skills section. Your skills section has become very important in the last year. They've done a lot of updates to this functionality. And what you call yourself matters. You would not believe how many people I see with this exact title with a space. But just watch what happens when I take back the space out. We already know this goes back to 28,000. But let me just take out a couple more words. Okay, 41,000. That's pretty good. I like that number, but I think we can do better. So what if I go to engineer? All right, so this is still at the 41,000. Like, okay, Jason, I thought you said we were gonna have something here. We do, watch this. And this goes back to my main point here of, as you're doing this research on what you call yourself in your resume and paying attention to how you title yourself, this matters. Look at that, 139,000 results. And let me be very clear, why this also matters is I work with recruiters that aren't always technically savvy. And what do? They will grab the title of the position and go search for candidates that way. Plain and simple. It's really not rocket science. They are really doing that exactly. At the same time, if I tell them to go look for someone specific and someone more advanced in Angular, they're going to copy the skill off my page and go put it into the search bar along with the job title. Now, yes, if a recruiter watches this video, I know you might be one of the smarter ones of the bunch and you can use advanced queries and filters, but you would not believe how many of them out there are just very basic and don't care to learn a damn thing about technology. Now, I know there's the Amy's of the world. If you ever met you've probably seen her on LinkedIn. She's an amazing recruiter. There are not many people like Amy out there. A majority of people are much simpler. And so we have to do our research here to audit what have we been calling ourselves and what are the numbers geared towards that. So that's something I want you to do. I want you to track this. Now, in our example with John Wayne over here, we called ourselves a software engineer. So software engineer. Now, this is 176,000. To be clear, you need to be between around 60 to 100,000. I've even seen that people can work with 40,000 just fine, but you will organically, if you're active on LinkedIn, get way more results when you are calling yourself by, and this isn't the end all be all, just the job title, but when you are following the data appropriately and you are engaging and being active on the platform, things will go in your favor. Now, this is just the start. We have to also determine the other side of the coin that I was talking about earlier, which is you did job titles, now skills. So when we think about something like React, I'm going to type in React.js. Notice there are 69,000 jobs right now. Fantastic. That's a great number. But what about the other spelling? What about React? Okay, that's 91,000. That's great, right, Jason? I want that. Here's one problem I found with this particular example. It's not the end-all be-all solution. Because I actually built a job sourcing engine for my students that just delivers them the leads, I found that actually you can sometimes get reactive truck driving jobs. I wish I was kidding. I'm not. You should look it up after this. Reactive truck driving does show up, but here's the trade-off. The reactive truck driving jobs are only probably 1 to 2,000 max that get put in here. But that's the hard part, is there are other jobs that are reactive or you react. This is where, in this particular instance, I like to keep JS on because you're still above this 60,000. You're still in a really hot spot. But here's another comparison for us to make as you go audit your data. What skills are you prioritizing and which ones matter more? Because if you have React on there or you have Node.js on 5 more times in React, Node.js is 29,000 jobs less than React. So I'd advocate to say, as we're auditing your resume, you're using job titles that aren't super sought after. You're using skills where if you just change the spelling, you will get a little more attention through LinkedIn. That is the exact reason why it is so important for you to take your resume and to audit every piece of the puzzle here. Because what you'll find is data that will start to tell you a story of you being either dialed in 100% or you're not. And I'll tell you this from working with thousands of people. More often than not, 99% of the time, people are not dialed in. People do not take a data-driven approach like you're starting to see here through these videos that needs to be taken to be extremely successful. Yes, everyone can end up being successful without taking the data-driven approach, you can eventually find that job. But when you are struggling and you want a way out and you want to figure out what it's going to take to make you successful, this is how you start to understand the story of why you haven't been successful and how you can change things around. Now, I encourage you, as we close this video out, to take the time to reanalyze your resume and to go out there and source all the data and just do the simple search of jobs. Write it down, take it, write it down, take it, write it down, and start paying attention to then in certain areas where you see the data is lacking, see if there's a better spelling or see if there's something else you should reprioritize, because the data is going to help you out in this instance. And I encourage you to check out our next video, because we're going to dive even more out in this playlist, dive more into how to audit this, how to deal with user experience, and what is your user experience that you're delivering to people right now, because I want you to be able to walk away from this playlist with an understanding of what it is that is holding you back. Now, if you want more videos like this, make sure you give a thumbs up, hit the subscribe and notification bell, because it helps the channel grow. And we appreciate it. And if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me, you can LinkedIn me, hell, you can send, I was gonna say send pigeon mail. I don't care. You find a way to get in contact with me if you got questions, because this is something that can deeply and dearly affect someone's job hunt, all because the resume data was wrong, the LinkedIn data was wrong, and ultimately what they were selling was not right. I'll see you in the next video.